Sprint has joined Verizon and AT&T in offering 5G service. And, you might be surprised, Sprint is actually now the leader when it comes to 5G coverage. Hi, I'm Chris with the Mobile Internet Resource Center, here to share with you an update on the race to bringing 5G to market. Today, May 31st, 2019, Sprint rolled out 5G, the first 5G smartphone and 5G hotspot, and service in 4 cities. So if you happen to be in Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, or Kansas City, Sprint is very excited to sell you 5G service now. And, well, there's some interesting stuff going on here. Because Sprint is rolling out 5G on their mid-band spectrum, what is in the LTE world known as LTE Band 41, Sprint has a lot of this spectrum that they were never able to really take advantage of in the LTE era, and they're able to then repurpose this for 5G. And this is a longer range 5G signal than the millimeter wave super high frequency signals that Verizon and AT&T have launched. So while Verizon and AT&T are able to roll out service in a couple cities, they're only covering a street here, a block there, maybe at one shopping mall, maybe one office building. They've got very, very limited coverage with their 5G launch because it's limited to millimeter wave. Sprint, turning this on, they were able to turn on basically these 4 entire cities, and by the end of June, they're expecting to have 5 more, including some big cities like New York and LA and Washington, D.C. So Sprint is jumped way, way ahead when it comes to having a 5G coverage map. The downside of Sprint's millimeter wave spectrum is it is not nearly as, doesn't have the same raw speed potential as millimeter wave. It's got a lot more range, doesn't have the speed. So early testers who were given a chance to preview Sprint's network yesterday were seeing peak speeds of around 700 megabits per second, average speeds around 100 megabits per second, and jumping up to around 400. So nothing earth-shattering there. You're just getting the other benefits of 5G of lower latency and higher overall average speeds, but nothing like the 1 gigabit plus that people are seeing in like Verizon's launch market in Chicago. Now, what has a Sprint launched, and what's the data plan? That's the important thing. The data plan that Sprint has for our phones is exactly the same as their current LTE smartphone plan. So if you have, that is now their 5G plan, and you get all the typical bundles that Sprint offers, including Amazon Prime and Hulu and Twitch and various other things, and unlimited on-device data and 100 gigabytes of hotspot data. For their new 5G mobile hub hotspot from HTC, the plan is $60 a month, and you get 100 gigabytes of usage total. Now that is not a lot of data for a device that HTC and Sprint are billing as being your 4K TV streaming mobile hub, doing VR gaming with signals beamed directly to VR headsets from the cloud. All these usage models that will burn through data incredibly fast are just not going to work with a 100 gigabyte plan. So hopefully Sprint will revise this and come out with a much more aggressive and ambitious plan. The hotspot itself, the HTC 5G hub, advanced, most ambitious hotspot we have ever seen. It has a big color screen. It can hook directly up to an HD TV. It can actually stream 4K to a big screen over HDMI. It can run Android apps and streaming apps directly on the hotspot itself. And it even has 802.11ad wireless streaming, so that you can someday have VR goggles powered straight from the cloud over wireless. You know, some really impressive hardware in this. We're eager to see, is this a lot of really impressive hardware, the glimpse of the future, or is this a lot of really impressive hardware cobbled together in a first generation try again next time? So looking forward to those first reviews and first hands-on from the people in the 4 launch cities for this HTC 5G hub, and seeing Sprint roll out nationwide.
These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.